everybody, now look over there. Venus and Mars have been hanging out in that direction. And right here, La Luna is getting ready for the new moon in Pisces very, very soon. Today, though, we're going to go back in time to our portal messages from the 22222 readings. Thanks for joining in, guys. Let's go check it out. So, we know our messages. If you haven't checked out our messages yet, please go where you feel called to go from the beginning of this activation. So we know we're going from 1 to 3. And guys, this has to do with purification with our lymphatic system, our endocrine system, and our heart and blood, because we're coming together with the people that we're building the new world with through our electromagnetic field, and that is connected to our heart and working with our systems within. Because remember, to change the systems without, we're going to change our systems within through purification, because we want to purify without, we're going to purify within. As within, so without. And healing from the past history through the present moment. And we know many of us came here to expand patterning of old through our lineage, our bloodline, and what this means. So ramping this up, guys, ramping this up, and it is connected to our flame and healing with our chakras and getting our chakras working with our light body at a whole new level. When you really start purifying, everything changes, guys. Everything changes. How you understand information. And this has to do with our pineal gland. Also, too, all this work we're doing has to do with our pineal gland and our flame, and the connection between our pineal gland and our flame. Our solar plexus and our third eye chakra. Our solar plexus being connected to our flame, but we know that they're working with the other chakras. So this has to do with what's in alignment with us. We're doing manifestation work. We're working with our alignment and what's in alignment with us on our paths to come together. And we need to right now, because the outside world, the old is crumbling. And, don't get caught in the fear. And if you do get caught in the fear, what is it teaching you? What is it showing you? Because fear is a 3D thing. We know that when we're in the 5D, there is no fear. We're trusting in spirit. We're trusting in the experience. We're trusting that everything is unfolding and happening for our greater good. And we're in love. And that's another reason, too, why we're doing all this purification work, is because love allows us to expand the matter at a whole other rate. It's exponentially greater than when we're in fear. And this has to do with memories of Atlantis, spiritual ascension, progress, and technology. But we're going to expand with technology, but not in an old earth way, not in a new earth way. And yes, the creator is going to use the energy of the opposite. So it's going to use, some of these artificial technologies to get us to where we're going. This is about the balance through the center point. So we're clearing old stories, releasing past lives, and freedom with the Akashic records. And that's why we're doing all this work too, because it's amping up, allowing us to heal from addiction and understanding that as a species, we're addicted to many things. Addictive patternings, overstimulus, because we're unbalanced. Because we're living in this inverted world with inverted patterns full of programming. We came here to untwist it and not feed off of what's artificial, to feed off of what's natural. And we know we've connected to the divine matrix. And this has to do with Stargate heart, a heart chakra opening, unlocking, and generosity. With our light body activation, accessing the divine within, I am presence. And guys, this is what we're doing. because we're getting a full system upgrade with a power recall through Hathor light codes. And this is connected to star being healing codes, important information. Wounds are healed and recharging. Because guys, we are having a star gathering. Stars aligned, remembering home and soul family. That's why we're doing all this work. Because, you know, we weren't just going to live in separation for forever. This is the year of unity through the connection to the three, the Holy Trinity. And coming together with joy as we create anew. And what this means. So we're just going to get a quick message here. Because past, present, and future are coming together. And let's go to the past. Remember, we heal through history, through the present moments, as we build the future of the golden ages. The high vibe creation of this new world. And remember that we are living in symbiosis with life. We're no longer a virus. And that's why we're untwisting it with these light code activations as we go through all these portals. And there will be another massive portal again, March 3rd, connected to the equinox. And we're also healing from sexual repression through high vibe sexual expression. Okay, past. I don't want to make this too long, guys, so we can head on to the second part and share the messages, scribed information, and have our expansion. Because like I said, I know the channel's been very lit with all these messages. Okay, so it came out in 2 piles. The first pile is over here. I'm going to read it last as I'm feeling called to. So, the Knight of Cups. We know we're moving forth. The masculine's moving forth because we're healing from forth. And the masculine's working with the feminine here, the mother. This is the Fibonacci sequence and spiral. We've connected to our divinity. And we're moving forward with force, with fire, and it's connected to our pleasures. Our 6 of Cups. But this is because we've connected to the children and the inner child innocence, and we're expanding with those symbiosis patterns. So we know we got to work with the 3 of Pentacles. This is confirmed. We're healing with the star. As above, so below. As within, so without. Guys, we're in completion of a part of our expansion journey. And we've activated the priestess. And the priestess is connected to the seer. And the seer and the shaman are working together. We explain that in our next part. And this is working with the grid. The grid that we're changing all these patterns for. You know, there was a hack put in with the artificial matrix. And that's key. This is the artificial matrix in the hack. And we're feeding in the patterns of what is natural. And we're clearing up the hack with the divine matrix. That's the time we're in. We're shape-shifting and expanding with all of life. And look, she has a bow and arrow. This is connected to the lovers and working with Sagittarius. We're going to hit our mark. We're going to hit our aim. And there is the Knight of Wands. We move forth and we have an expansion through the earth with peace. And that's what we need to create right now. We need to create peace as the old matrix continues to crumble. And really, it's the illusions of the matrix continuing to crumble. Guys, that's deep. The illusions of the matrix continuing to crumble. As we heal from strife, our 5 of Wands charged, and our sorrows. But we're going to use our sorrows and our strife, and we're going to untwist it as fuel to get to where we're going. And we're in a time of adjustment to balance our karmic scales, and there we have it. Counterpart energy coming together in order to help us to expand. And we literally are. We have the Prince and Princess of Fire, the Wands. We're actively moving We're applying the force where it's needed in order to expand. We've accessed the 13 spheres of knowledge, and we're expanding with our pineal gland with the masculine, 13 spheres of knowledge with the feminine, and we do so with our truths. And there it is. We're using our strength, Sagittarius, to heal from the interference of this artificial hack of the matrix. And the masculine moves forth with love. The Prince of Water, the Prince of Cups, to turn the wheel. And there it is. We have art. Remember, we're creating arts. And this is the past. This is the path that's been laid for us, guys. And this alchemy, this art, is taking us home. Taking us to unity. But it's happening with the Hanged Man. It's happening with the sacrifice of old patterning. Patterns that are connected to this artificial matrix. And we get into that in part 2. And then there's an evolution with the Queen of Wands. And look at that. Oh, here's the Prince. Who did we have here? The King? The Knight. The Knight? The Prince. And the Queen. Guys, there's so much firepower here. Here's our pineal gland's activation. And here it's right here. This is where it's achieved. This is how. Of course, we heal from our luxury. Our separation is connected to our separation and clearing up this hack through the water of the artificial matrix, but we find a truce. We find a truce within the Four of Swords, and we do expand off this. We've been expanding off of what the Four of Swords means. It is in the next part, and it's making its appearance known. So here's the time we're in. Let's do the present moment. I really thought we were going to see the King of Swords. I mean, the King of Swords, the King of Wands. I did not notice within this deck, because I haven't used this. This is the Thoth Tarot. And we're connected to Thoth right now. And expanding with him. Here's our connection to Atlantis. So there is not only a knight in there, there's a prince in there. Okay, let's see where we are within the present moment. And guys, let things unfold. Let things unfold right now, okay? Like when you see what's happening without, let things unfold naturally and go back within and create with your high vibe charge. Well, here it is. We're healing from our Four of Chalices, what we just talked about. Our separation, patterns of separation, what's got stagnant. We're going to purify it with the water, with the mother, with the cups. And we expand, and there's a connection to the horse in part 2, because the two fish come together, and the two fish come together with the water. I share this in scribed messages. And it's connected to the horse. And there's the Nine of Wands. We nurture our alignment, and we restore balance through the earth, but with the water here. And look, you can see the Merkaba in the water. And there's a connection right now to what's happening with the water, love, and sea creatures with our Grand Trine in Pluto, March 3rd. And we're going to expand off more of that then. So this is the time we're in. We're expanding with the masculine to heal from separation. Okay, and it's connected. We're going to work with the Ace of Cups and our connection to the Three of Cups, our joy. This is on point. Remember, we're going from 1 to 3. It's right here within the card. 1, 2, 3. We're going to separate the cups with the Ace and our connection to the 3. We expand with the masculine. That's the masculine coming forth with love and expanding the soul with spirit. The Fibonacci sequence and spiral, natural patternings of expansion. as we nurture our alignment. And the feminine's been honored here with the masculine because we put down 8 wands to recharge with the feminine and move forward as we expand through the earth and move away from what's not serving us. This is the 6 of Swords. And it's connected to the Ace of Pentacles. And there's an Ace of Pentacle activation within our next part. There's just more confirmation that the Hanged Man and our 8 of Cups challenge showed us why we're going to surrender. Because our 8 Cups is connected to the 2. We're going forth to the 2. This is about the 2. We talk about that in part 2 in attraction. And so we're having enlightenment here. And I love that it's represented, he's represented within a crystal. So let's see where we're going. We know too that the Hanged Man, that's connected to Pisces. We're in a time of surrender and acceptance to create anew. And this is acceptance of what's happening without in order to create higher vibes within. And that's what we need to do right now. We need to stop laser focusing without. Yes, we have, you know, knowledge is the truth. And then we're going to apply that knowledge, and that's the power. And, you know, we're going to expand and heal with the force, the masculine, the energy. And that's the power of truth applied. All right. Where are we going? Okay, the 7 of Wands, we're healing. This is because we've had a recalibration with the root chakra. This is old earth crumbling. The illusions of old earth crumbling because it's already crumbled. The Chariot, the balance between the masculine and feminine to move forth. But we're moving forth right now in the lower world with our connection to spirit and the upper world. We have the Sword. We're having a death of old self with force and the birth of a new with the 10 of Wands. We had to take a dip, a dive in order to elevate. And there it is. We have our metamorphosis. We're having metamorphosis. Well, look, this metamorphosis is taking us here. This metamorphosis is part of our path. This is where we find out the keys to life. In death, we get that much closer to life. We're having the expansion within death. We have the Vesica Pisces coming together. This is counterpart energy coming together. We know that spirit created, you know, within the second day, the replica, the replica of self. And that's where the Vesica Pisces was born. We're coming together with love. This has to do with our lymphatic system, our endocrine system, our heart, and our blood, and the purification to come together through the heart chakra, our heart's electromagnetic field. But we had to come that much closer to death to get the keys to come that much closer to life. And life is being birthed. And in part 2, we talk about this. You're going to be talking about this anyways. I'm talking about the future. Like it's already happened here. We have seed energy with the connection to the masculine and the fertilization. And then we have growth and birth anew. And that's connected to the horse, the Knight of Cups, the 9 of Cups, the Fibonacci sequence, and nature with the 2 fish coming together. Okay? Look, that's what's happened here. We're birthing anew. And there's where we have the activation of the Sacred Clown. And the Sacred Clown, he has no more shadow. And that's what happens when we're having our rebirth. We have no more shadow. And guys, we're always going to have work to do. There's always different elevations. But this is what we need to activate. Look, he's not falling for the traps of the old earth. Look at that diamond within the trap. He's not falling for that. That's connected to luxury here. We're not falling for that shit anymore. He's been activated with patterns of nobility through integrity of the light. And this is how we can take out what's lower vibed right now. This is how we can take out the patterns of the evils of this world trying to take life out. And it is connected to the Eight of Cups. It's confirmed. The Eight of Cups allowed us to see what we needed to see. This is what we needed to see within. We made the connections within because of this. Through everything that was yucky that we experienced. And it's connected to our 10 of Cups. And we just talked about that too, wherever the 10 went. And the completion with the world. And we've jumped timelines here with our Merkaba. We've jumped timelines. Which is what we're doing now for the collective with the collective. We've connected to the womb of creation. This is part of our rebirth. We had a transformation here. This is connected to seed energy, and we're writing a new story, but the new story is connected to the old. We're healing from control. Guys, we're healing from control. We're healing from control of the artificial matrix, and we're in charge. We've become in charge of our energy from within to without. And that's connected to the alien. And we're going to share the message of the alien. We're going to have a special on this and what this means. Because this is part of our activation. And how, guys, this is like our DNA activating. Because remember, we're Starseed twin flames. And what it means to be alien, like, you know, not of this world, but of this world. And this is part of us. This is part of our activation. And it's restoring justice, look, with heart and mind balance. Heart and mind balance connection. This has to do with us coming together through the center point. Balancing our karmic scales. We know through what's left brain masculine, right brain feminine. Through the center point. And it's connected to the Ace of Cups. Remember, we're separating the cups. We separate 4 cups. We separate the Ace from the 4 of Cups, and we're left with 3. So, we're expanding somewhere. With the masculine, this is manifestation, and we're manifesting with the King of Swords. And the King of Swords is in an electric chair. It doesn't matter how much pain you put him through. He's going to keep telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And we're going to speak about that in part 2, because we're going to meet the Prince of Swords, and it's allowing us to have a 6 of Swords where we move away from what's no longer serving us. We're not afraid. Guys, we're not afraid to face the fears of this world, to birth anew. And we're going to expand through the earth with the creation of new self. We're gonna, with this, we've birthed self, but now we're gonna create a whole new self with what we've created here. Guys, then we've completed at 411. And this is connected to the 4 of Pentacles. Shifting through the earth with the elements, the information, the knowledge, the power, and the gateways open. All right, guys, thanks for joining in. Love, light, and healing energy sent your way to create with today, guys. I look forward to seeing you again next time when we expand. Take care.